Everybody, Ms. Dudley here. Today we're going to be focusing in on open-ended questions, and a form of an open-ended question that we're going to talk about specifically is this form, rhetorical questioning. So far we've covered loaded or leading questions, recall and process questions, and again today we're going to focus on rhetorical questioning. When you guys first start, when you first start to think about questioning in general, you might be feeling like this. Shh, no more, Miss Dudley. However, we are here because you guys need to have an understanding of why we just cannot stop asking questions. Questioning is very important because it helps you guys to learn more. It leads to more information. It leads to deeper understanding. And specifically when we start talking about rhetorical questions, these are very interesting question types because they can be humorous, but they do not necessarily have to be humorous. But also they don't necessarily require an answer. So what's unique about rhetorical questions is that it does not require an answer. For example, if you set out to fail and then succeed, have you failed or succeeded? If you guys really take time to read over this question again, think to yourself, does it have an answer? If you set out to fail and then succeed, have you failed or succeeded? It seems like a loop. It doesn't have a very specific answer, or nor can the reader or the learner actually come up with an answer to actually answer this question. It's almost like what came first, the chicken or the egg. But in this case, if you set out to fail and then succeed, comma, have you failed or succeeded? Did you? Was it really a failed experience, or was it really a success? And so in this case, I mean, obviously this question does not use humor, but it doesn't necessarily have a right or wrong answer, or nor does it have an answer that can be clearly defined. So rhetorical questions are often used by speakers in presentations to get the audience to think more deeply about topics, about the design of a topic, about or to promote more of a cognitive experience, a deeper level of an experience. Who in our society uses rhetorical questions? Well, teachers use them, politicians use them, lecturers could use them. Okay, here's another example. Who would not hope to stay healthy into an old age? Well, I know I want to stay healthy, hence I've been going to the gym. But um, who should not hope to stay healthy into an old age? This question, it's not a question that requires an answer, but our brains are programmed to think about it as if we need to think more deeply about it. As you guys have seen, I've thought more deeply about this question right when I was talking about the question. So it's really interesting to see how rhetorical questions, how they can lead to further development and further knowledge. If you're still confused about what rhetorical questions are, I recommend start with a definition of rhetorical question, like what is it? You can go to Safari, you can Google it, you can look up, you can actually go to your Safari. I'm using Chrome. What are rhetorical questions? Okay, and you can look it up. It's nothing wrong with looking it up. If you don't understand the first explanation, or if you're having trouble with understanding the explanation, you can ask me after you try to look it up a little bit more. I explained what it was. I gave you guys an example from the slideshow what it was, and I actually went into detail on um, how rhetorical questions don't necessarily require you guys to have an exact answer. So you could start with the definition of rhetorical questions, and you could also type in examples of rhetorical questions. Okay? And then look up some examples, find some examples. If you have some questions about the examples that you're looking for or the ones you found, come see me, ask me, talk to me about it. Because rhetorical questions, you guys are going to get some practice with it today. You could use these two examples that have been given, okay? But then I want you guys to think about what are rhetorical questions on a deeper level and how can we write them. So I'll add a slide in here. We'll be covering funneling soon. So what are they? While I'm doing all this, you guys are still thinking about what rhetorical questions are. Okay, what are rhetorical questions? I'll give you some examples. Actually, no, let me take that example out. So how can learning about your passions lead you to more curiosities? Sorry for the spelling. Oh, I still spelled it wrong. Oops. Spell check. So how can learning about passions lead you to more knowledge or to learn more about your curiosities? I'm doing this on the spot, so just so you guys can see how I'm working through it. Now, it's a little bit different for if we have a text that we're reading, and then if we try to develop a rhetorical question from a text that we're reading, we could do that as well. So if you read the text, whatever the text is, say this is your text, okay? You could ask a rhetorical question that requires the learner to think more deeply about a topic that was presented in the paragraph. Okay? So hopefully I helped to get you guys started with rhetorical questions. Again, go back. They can be humorous, so it'd be nice to see if you guys can write some funny questions. But funny questions that also promote thought, deeper levels of thought. All right, guys, enjoy.